What if the strongest man who ever lived was defeated not by an army, not by a king, but by the woman he loved? This is the incredible story of Samson, the man whose strength terrified nations, whose enemies feared his name, and whose tragic downfall became one of the greatest lessons in history. Long before Samson was born, the people of Israel suffered under the rule of the Philistines. For 40 years, they lived in fear as their enemies oppressed them and controlled their land. But God had a plan. In a small town called Zorah, there lived a man named Manoah and his wife. They had no children and had long given up hope of having a family. Then one day, an angel of the Lord appeared to Manoah's wife. The angel brought astonishing news: you will become pregnant and give birth to a son. But this child would be unlike any other. He was to be dedicated to God from birth as a Nazirite. No razor was ever to touch his head. His long hair would be a symbol of his special covenant with God. Most importantly, God would use this child to begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. Soon, the promise was fulfilled. A son was born. His name was Samson. As Samson grew, God blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to move within him. From an early age, it became clear that Samson possessed extraordinary strength. But along with his strength came another trait that would shape his destiny. He often followed his own desires instead of wisdom. One day, Samson traveled to a Philistine city and saw a woman he wanted to marry. His parents warned him, "Why must you choose a woman from among our enemies?" But Samson refused to listen. "Get her for me," he said. "She is the one I want." On his journey to meet her, something incredible happened. A lion suddenly attacked him. The beast roared and lunged, but Samson seized the lion with his bare hands and tore it apart as if it were nothing. He carried on as though nothing had happened. Later, when he passed the same place again, he discovered a swarm of bees had built a hive inside the lion's carcass. From it, he collected honey. This strange event inspired a riddle he would later use at his wedding feast. During the celebration, Samson challenged 30 Philistine men. Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. The Philistines could not solve it. For days they struggled. Finally, they threatened Samson's bride and her family. Terrified, she persuaded Samson to reveal the answer. The Philistines then solved the riddle. Samson immediately realized he had been betrayed. Furious, he struck down 30 Philistine men and paid his wager with their belongings. The conflict between Samson and the Philistines had begun, and it would only grow worse. Years passed. The Philistines became desperate to stop him. Samson burned their fields, destroyed their crops, and repeatedly humiliated their warriors. Once, thousands of Philistine soldiers surrounded him. Samson found only the jawbone of a donkey lying nearby. To any ordinary man, it was useless. To Samson, it became a weapon. With it, he struck down 1,000 men. The Philistines were terrified. No prison could hold him. No army could stop him. No warrior could defeat him. But then, Samson met a woman named Delilah, and everything changed. The Philistine rulers saw an opportunity. They secretly approached Delilah and offered her a fortune. Find the secret of his strength. Again and again, she asked Samson. Again and again, he deceived her. If they tie me with fresh bowstrings, I will become weak. It was a lie. If they bind me with new ropes, I will lose my strength. Another lie. If they weave my hair into a loom, I will be powerless. Still a lie. Each time Delilah tested his words, each time Samson escaped, but she persisted, day after day, night after night, until Samson finally broke. Believing he could trust her, he revealed the truth. My hair has never been cut. I've been dedicated to God since birth. If my head is shaved, my strength will leave me. That night, as Samson slept, Delilah called for a man to shave off his 7 locks of hair. Then she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you!" Samson awoke and expected to break free as he always had, but something was different. His strength was gone. The Philistines seized him. They gouged out his eyes, bound him in chains, and forced the once mighty warrior to grind grain in a prison. The strongest man in the world had become a prisoner. The Philistines celebrated. Their enemy was broken, or so they thought. As the months passed, Samson's hair slowly began to grow again. One day, the Philistines gathered in a massive temple to honor their god. Thousands filled the building. They brought Samson out to entertain them. Blind and weakened, he was led between the great pillars supporting the temple. The crowd mocked him, laughed at him, humiliated him. But Samson whispered a final prayer. "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please strengthen me one more time." Then Samson placed his hands against the pillars and pushed. At first, nothing happened. Then the pillars began to crack. The ground trembled. The temple shook violently. Panic swept through the crowd. With one final surge of strength, Samson pushed with all his might. The pillars collapsed. The temple came crashing down. Thousands were buried beneath the rubble. In his final act, Samson defeated more Philistines than he had during his entire life. And so ended the story of the strongest man in the Bible. But Samson's story is not really about physical strength. It is about the danger of ignoring wisdom. It is about the consequences of trusting the wrong people. And it is about how one wrong decision can destroy what years of blessings have built. Yet, it is also a story of mercy. Because even after failure, betrayal, and defeat, God still heard Samson's final prayer. And sometimes, that is the most powerful lesson of all. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves Bible stories. And tell us in the comments, what do you think was Samson's greatest weakness? His enemies, his pride, or his inability to resist temptation?